United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Would you just remain standing? Pastor, would you give our invocation?
Gracious Father, we come before you this evening. We always thank you for the bounty and the blessings that's yours. We come today as this city is here and citizens going through the various things of life. And so, Lord, we just pray your blessings during the good times and the bad times and look after them and care for them. We thank for this council. We would ask that you would look after them and give them wisdom and insight as they conduct the business of the city. Be with our first responders, the police, the fire, and protect them in the danger of the job, and be with them in the stress of their individual lives and on their families. And the rest of our city workers, look after them and help them as they endeavor to do all that they're responsible for doing. Thank you now, Lord. I pray and ask what I do in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Would the deputy clerk take the roll, please?
Councilwoman McLeod?
Here.
Councilman Rohrer? Here. Councilwoman Bavarecki?
Present.
Councilman DiGiulio?
Here.
Councilman Cisco is excused. Councilman Templin?
Present.
Mayor Matakas?
Present.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. For those of you who don't know, the deputy clerk is Mr. Gross. Mr. Mizzi had a funeral to attend tonight, so he couldn't be with us. And Mr. Gross has sat at this table for many years, once as an elected official, so welcome back. And motion for tonight's agenda, please.
Motion, Mayor.
Councilman DiGiulio is moved, and Councilman Templin is supported. Any corrections, changes, deletions?
You had a change, right, Mayor?
I do have a change, yes.
I want to separate claims and accounts tonight, Mayor.
Without objections, claims and accounts would be separated from the consent agenda. I would like to add an item. Mr. Gross will give us a statement as to the last date you can register, if you're not so registered, to vote in the November election. So I would ask that he come after the approval of the September 11th minutes. Any other changes? Hearing none, I'll ask for the vote. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That's carried. Thank you. Motion to approve the minutes for September 11th.
Support.
Mayor Pro Tem McLeod is moved and Councilwoman Bavarecki is supported. Is any discussion on the minutes? Hearing none, I'll ask for the vote. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That is carried. Mr. Gross, you probably have never been this far up the agenda before.
What Mr. Mizzi would like to convey was that on October 9th will be the last day that you can register to vote in the November election. We will be open. It's a Tuesday. Usually it's a Monday, but this year because of the Columbus Day holiday, they've moved it to Tuesday. We'll be open till 4:30. If you haven't registered, please stop by. You can get the forms from us. They're online. Just come on in. But again, it's October 9th and the last day to register to vote. Thanks.
And that is not for absentee, that would be.
No, that was just to register to vote for that election. Absentees, you can get up until the, actually the Monday before the election. We'll be open on the Saturday before the election for absentees also.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Gross.
Thank you.
The organizational business of the city administrator, please.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, residents of Allen Park. There was some discussion of a quick meeting, and I decided to write 2 pages worth of notes tonight. 1 page last week, or last time, so we'll be here for a while. Just some updates of what we got going on here in the city of Allen Park. The street sectioning program is nearly wrapped up for this season. The one major project we have outstanding to do is the repaving of Demeen and Cleophas, and that should start here in early October. Once we get an official date, we'll notify those residents, and I'll also post it up on the Facebook page and the website. The water main replacement project, the contractor is finishing the restoration of the concrete sidewalks in some areas of the street. Today they were installing a new valve at the corner of Allen Road and Jonas. Did stop by there to take a look at it, and pretty impressive valves they're putting in there to be able to shut the water off a little bit easier than they've done in the past. And then they're also scheduled to place sod at the homes affected by the water main installation on Monday. The treasurer's office, they're working on with Comerica Bank, so residents can elect to have automatic withdrawals for taxes, and that'd be just like you do for your water bills. So once she has that program up and operational, we'll get that information out on the Facebook page, the website, and there'll be some brochures here to be able to sign up and have that automatically withdrawn, so you won't be late on your taxes if that's what you desire to have that take that option up. Park Avenue, we closed it a couple weekends ago to do the crack and joint sealing, the asphalt seal coating, the pavement marking. Looks pretty good down there now, and it's another way that we're trying to preserve those roads. We had a big investment in there with the asphalt paving a couple of years ago, and we need to make sure we do everything that we can to maintain it. Crack sealing and the asphalt sealing is one way to do that, so we'll continue those programs. We were looking at some other challenges down there for some parking and some areas that are not parking now. We'll do a traffic study before the next time around to make sure we have everything that we feel comfortable. We can make some changes and justify whatever we're doing for safety reasons if there's ever an issue in the future. So. The Holiday Inn Express and the Hampton Inn are now open. They've been open for a couple months now. They're going to be having a ribbon cutting here on Thursday evening. I think most of the council is aware of that. I think DDA members are aware of that as well. And that'll be right before the DDA meeting. The development of the Town Place Suites by Marriott Hotel, that's on the old City Hall property. That has started, and they're just doing some groundwork over there right now, but they're going to be making some headway. They have some permits have been issued for that development to start. The demolition of the Arby's restaurant should begin in the next few days. If you haven't noticed, they have been closed for the last few weeks, and they do have an excavator on site. The permit for the demolition was issued today, so that should start here probably as early as tomorrow, but probably within the next couple of days they'll have that building taken down, and we'll get a properly drive-through in the future here. So. Also, the Philomene House, I know we talked about this last time. The Philomene House has been demolished, and the couple trees that were involved in the affected by the demolition have been removed from that site, and the land has been reseeded. Hopefully, there's been a large rejoice from the residents and the neighboring houses there. I think a couple of those people are not going to be able to understand why the light's now coming in their bedroom window that they never had before. So, without that house there. Last Thursday, we were part of the ribbon cutting and the reopening of the McDonald's on Allen Road in Goddard. The Grandier Family Restaurants, they also made a donation to both the Allen Park Fire Department and the Allen Park High School Music Boosters, $1,000 donation for each of those organizations, which we are very appreciative of for the fire department and I know for the school district. The young lady did the national anthem, did a wonderful job, such a great job that she actually caused the rain to come down on us immediately thereafter. But she did an outstanding job, and the band, they weathered the storm they made it back into the building, and they performed their tunes inside as opposed to the outside. They did an excellent job. Once again, great job to the Allen Park High School marching band for participating in that event for us and for McDonald's. Coming up this weekend, Friday and Saturday night, Made in Michigan Festival will be on Allen Road between Southfield and White Street, and also on Philomene between Allen Road and the alley by Comerica Bank. So those streets will be closed from 9 o'clock on Friday morning until 2 a.m. on Sunday morning, and Philomene will be a little bit longer. Probably by the mid-morning they'll be open as they take down the tents and so forth with that event. So come on out and enjoy both the Made in Michigan Festival there. Both Allen Park High School and Cabrini High School are having their homecoming parades and events, games on Friday night. So after the game, Made in Michigan Festival is where you want to hang out at. Both those, I know the high school, Allen Park High School has an event beforehand for a spaghetti dinner beforehand. They got a couple different events going on. So we wish them both, Cabrini and Allen Park, best of luck on those football games. National Coffee with the Cop, that is an event that will take place on Wednesday, October 3rd from 10 to 12 at Big B Coffee across the street on Southfield Road. Just an expansion of our cop on a block to a certain extent. We'll be in a coffee shop for now for that event. The Historical Commission, they're hosting 2 events in early October. They have the Ghostbusters and S'mores will be on October 6th from 6 to 8 at the Allen Park Historical Museum. And then on the 13th of October, they're hosting a paranormal demonstration. They're going to start here at the City Hall, and then they're going to be moving to the Allen Park Historical Museum as well. That information I know is on the Facebook page, and I believe it's on the website as well, because there are some tickets involved for the paranormal event. We have the Fire Department Open House and Retiree Recognition Wall Dedication scheduled for Sunday, October 7th from noon to 3. The Retiree Recognition Wall will honor firefighters who have served the city for over the last 70 years. I have not been over there to look at it. I did talk to, I think Tom Murray told me at lunch today, he's been over there, he's seen it, it does look pretty impressive. So I'm anxious to walk over there and be able to take a look and see what it's gonna be looking like. But they'll be starting that ceremony, I believe at 12 noon on the 7th of October. And then the open house is the normal firefighter open house. Come on over and see all the equipment and the guys and so forth. The unveiling of the Bob Seger Boulevard will take place on Saturday, October 20th. I tried to get them to change this date. There's a little football game going on that day, but that's okay. We're gonna be there from, WCXX will be doing a live broadcast from 10 to 2. I'm trying to call up to the Big Ten, see if we can get that game scheduled for 3:30 or 7:30. I'm not too sure if my phone call is gonna make a difference, but if everybody wants to call, that'd be great.
Let Bob Seger call.
Hey, Bob Seger could call him, that'd be great too. They're gonna have a tribute band for doing some Seger songs on a stage, and they got some videos and so forth. I did ask if they think Seger might be here, and they're not certain that it would even happen because now he has a tour announced. So I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed, maybe, just maybe he may show up, but I'm not certain that that's gonna happen at this point. We're gonna be hosting the Shred Day, sponsored by Advanced Disposal on October 27th from 9 to 1. That'll be here at the City Hall parking lot. The Lighted Christmas Parade, Christmas is right around the corner. Lighted Christmas Parade on Park Avenue, that'll be held on Friday, November 16th, starting at 6:30. I'm not too sure if the Historical Museum is gonna be doing the Christmas tree lighting again. 6 o'clock, I'm gonna guess, is the starting time for that. I'll make sure I get that information on the Facebook page as well for you. So Christmas tree lighting, like they did last year, will be 6 o'clock there at the Historical Museum. And then you can wander down Park Avenue to watch the rest of the parade as you normally would. Over the past a few weeks or so, we've had a number of people attending and presenting at training sessions with the Michigan Government of Finance Officers Association, Michigan Municipal League, the Michigan Treasurers Association, and the Michigan Association of Public Employees Retirement Systems. It's very good to see that we're able to get back to the training sessions that we've not been able to do for a number of years. Thank you to those that have attended and our employees and our council. We had one that was very interesting. I'm going to just take a quick second on this. Detective Jim Thorburn was asked to present to the Michigan Municipal League on social media. Most of you know Detective Thorburn operates the Allen Park Allen Park Police Department Facebook page. Does a pretty good job of it. It has a lot of humor to it and a lot of seriousness as well when it needs to be. But he was able to answer a lot of questions about how we handle aspects of archiving certain posts and that, removing certain posts that we have documentation of those posts that when they have been removed for various reasons, just in case there is ever an issue, a lawsuit or anything filed on that. And he was able to answer a lot of questions for the other communities throughout the state of Michigan that were attending the MML conference in Grand Rapids. So I think it was quite an honor for one of our own to be out there making a presentation like that. And I think it's, we've shown that we've really come a long way, that we're actually able to now be involved in those as presenters and participants in those functions, as opposed to being here at home because we didn't have any money to be involved, or we didn't have the qualified staff to be involved either. So thank you to Detective Thorburn for being involved on that one as well. Here at the City Hall Police Department project, we're still waiting for DT to move some wires for the emergency generator, and then also the installation of some safety bollards. The exterior signage and the lighted bollards are now working. If you come by at night, you'll see it all lit up. It is pretty bright. We're going to be doing a little bit changing with the lights that we have there to make it a little bit less obtrusive, I'm going to say, because it is pretty obtrusive right now. The construction sign in front of the building, I don't know if you've all noticed that we did take that down, thank you to DPS, and we put a temporary sign up in the existing box that we had on the pole by the ATM, just kind of announce, just a very simple City of Allen Park, City Hall and Police Department. We have a group of, working with the DDA, Festivities Commission, the engineer, and others that are trying to figure out a location for an electronic sign. We're just not to a proper location just yet. We had the median of Southfield selected until MDOT decided to kibosh that with some FHA rules. So we're still looking at some other options. And then again, I don't want to push the calendar real fast here with the holidays, but City Hall will be closed for the following days for the upcoming holidays: Veterans Day, Monday, November 12th. Thanksgiving, Thursday and Friday, November 22nd, 23rd. Christmas Eve, Christmas Day on the 24th and 25th, Monday and Tuesday. New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, Monday the 31st and Tuesday the 1st. And then the council meeting scheduled for the 25th, Christmas Day, has actually been already moved back to Tuesday, December 18th. So Christmas will be here. I'll send you my list if you would like. I can text it to everybody, and we'll see from that point. Cole is probably more likely on my list of anything, but that's fine.
Motion to accept and file the city administrator's updates and reports.
Motion, Mayor.
Councilman DeGiulio has moved. Councilman Rourke has supported. Are there any questions of the city administrator?
Nope.
I see no hands, hear no voices. I will ask for the vote. All in favor signify by aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. That's carried. Thank you. I'd like to propose for appointment to the Elm Park Library Commission for the term ending 12/31/2020 due to the resignation of Kathy Bondar, who has moved from the city. Margaret Leskosky is retired teacher, very active at the library. I talked to the director, Sandy, isn't that terrible? Her name just went away when I started to speak. Blakeney, and she knows Ms. Leskowski and recommends that we also have her appointed to the commission. So if I could have a motion for her appointment.
Motion. Support.
Mayor McLeod has moved, and Councilwoman Gavarecki has supported. Any questions? Hearing none, I'll ask for the vote. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That brings us to the public comment section. And I just remind all people that come before the council, there are the rules of decorum on the back of the agenda, so I hope you will look at those and be respectful to the audience and to the elected officials before you tonight. So with that, please come forward with your comments or questions.
Good evening. My name is Mario Krupe. I live at 8624 Island Road. I work at Vitrino's restaurant, and I noticed a lot of Allen Parkers, or all of Allen Parkers, don't support Vitrino's restaurant. I'm just wondering why, and he's looks like he's kind of getting ready to close down. I'm not sure exactly when, but I think it's like soon. And this is sort of my last pitch to help him out. He doesn't know I came here today. I just did this all on my own, and hopefully he can get some Allen Parker, a lot more Allen Parkers in there. Because I know one or two council people had a party there, like, I don't know how long ago, which was good. But if you go by there at night, like at 6, 8, 9 night, there's like no cars there. Like on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, pretty much all week. He's been closing on Mondays. This is the first Tuesday of being closed. And I'd just like to know, why doesn't half or all of Allen Parker support him? I mean, that's all, you know.
Well, thank you for your comments, and hopefully some more people will come by and
I mean, he
Have
has
their dinners
awesome
there.
food. The people that do come there, they say, oh, this pizza's better than whatever. So, think about it.
Thank you, Mr. Krupe.
Good evening. I just wanted to tell you a little bit more about the Made in Michigan Festival this weekend, Friday and Saturday. We are up to 84 vendors. That's a 121% increase over last year. They'll be selling everything from these really cool Michigan-shaped Adirondack chairs to jewelry and pasties. We have 12 food trucks, which is a 20% growth rate, and they're serving everything from gourmet mac and cheese to rolled ice cream. We have a wine bar with modern craft wine. They'll be serving the regular Michigan red and white, but they also have some really cool mixers like Rock and Rye and Cherry Coke. We'll have Michigan craft beer and cider on tap, and Faygo for the non-drinkers. And we'll have live music. 50 Amp Fuse is playing Friday night from 7 to 11. The Phoenix Theory is Saturday night from 7 to 11. And it's not too late to volunteer. If you just contact me, we're still looking for people to sell tickets and to pull beer. So I hope to see you Friday and Saturday downtown.
Hi, my name is Catherine Litwa. I'm a little nervous, so give me a break. I wanted to talk about the Allen Park Citywide Garage Sale that we had a couple of weekends ago. First things first, glasses. So I decided on the 29th that I would participate in the Citywide Garage Sale. I spent many hours and a couple of days taking care of everything that needed to be done. What happened next? Well, they told me that they were going to distribute books showing who's going to participate, who was going to be involved in all of this. The construction on Park Street began, and it was impeding traffic. It began at Southfield and Allen Road and continued to Regina. I live on Regina. Many of the other downriver cities had garage sales that weekend, Southgate, Wyandotte, Woodhaven. What the outcome was is because the books were not available, traffic was impeded, and other citywide garage sales were going on, my plan to have a successful garage sale was impacted. So, as a retiree of MishCon, I did what we always did, an after-action review and a process improvement plan. So here are my results. The Rec Center, they had these books. I don't know how they were distributed. I don't know how the information was gathered. I don't know who was responsible for distributing them. And I didn't know how the out-of-towners were going to get a hold of these in order to find out what resident was having a garage sale. Number 2, Park Avenue resurfacing. Who picked that date? Why was Park Avenue chosen, as I was heard, why it was done? And the coordinating of the two activities was obviously an impact. The other thing was, all over the Facebook, I heard all about the resurfacing, but not a single thing about the citywide garage sale that was being held that particular weekend. So I was a little disappointed that nothing was up there. 5 cities had their garage sales that particular weekend. Why was our city garage sale scheduled with the other downriver sales? So, as a result of all of this, I thought that there was a lack of communication through this process that had a less than desirable outcome for the participants. So what are some of the improvements that we can do? The recreation center shouldn't waste their time on these books. Nobody gets them, nobody has them, nobody does anything with them. So instead, what we should do is have some garage sale signs. As simple as that. We can put them out, identify where our city, our particular garage sale would happen. With the available printers in stores in the area, we should be able to get the signs for free or at a minimal price. A little research should be able to come up with some kind of an answer for this. People could pick them up when they apply for their license. Number 2, a meeting to coordinate activities so that one does not conflict with the other. I'm sure a yearly schedule has been designed, but perhaps events could be communicated with construction. Allen Road was tied up and the access to our neighborhood was a little compromised during all of this. Also, the review of the Facebook page and make sure that everything is printed, that we can all see what's going on in the city. And since the garage sale flyer nor any of the other information was there, I was a bit concerned. So with the downriver activity, I thought we should have had a event put on the Facebook page.
Okay, Levant, you have 4 minutes and you've gone by that period of time, all right?
Okay, can I just finish?
Could you
It's
just
pretty fast.
go very, very, very quickly?
Without my street signs, I am sure my outcome would have been worse. People couldn't get back to the house, things of that nature. The construction impeded things, and we didn't even list the garage sale. In conclusion, I worked very hard to set this up, and I hope that my suggestions will work for the city to improve processes. This is one way of doing it, and I hope that you can use this in the future.
Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council. Last couple of people came up here, and it looks like what we have here, and we always have had here for quite a while, we just don't promote our city in the right way. There has to be a way to do it. I don't know if we can put bigger billboards up at, or what we need, but we need something. When we have these functions, other than our street fair, everyone knows about that. Even when it comes to the cars, there's signs up there all down the street saying no parking, but there's no sign saying why no parking. We have to do something. Facebook works, but Facebook doesn't. Facebook is only for a small majority of people that all they do is read Facebook. I have no idea what else we can do. I really don't. Other cities have the big billboards, big electronic billboards. I know you talked about it, Mayor. We need something. Either we try to get a temporary one out here until we get a permanent one, but we need something. A lot of these people just do not know what's happening within our city. I don't know I don't know what else to say. Wyandotte promotes, I hate to say it, Wyandotte promotes their city and they promote it very well. There's always something going on. We need something. We need somehow we gotta be able to communicate to our people. Like the gentleman says, you got a restaurant here that has troubles. Why? I don't know maybe we can look at this, with the help of the DDA, but we need some kind of promotion. And with that, you have a great day.
What is your name, sir? You didn't identify yourself.
I'm sorry there, Angelo. My name is Ray McGusson. You're correct.
Okay, thank you.
You're right.
On Quant Avenue.
On Quant, yes.
Okay, thank you.
With that, have a great day.
You too.
See no one else coming forward, so I will move to the agenda, and I would ask for a motion to put claims and accounts before the council.
Motion, Mayor.
Councilman DiGiulio has moved for the, supported by Mayor Pro Tem McLeod. Is there any questions on claims and accounts? I'll start with Mr. DiGiulio.
Just a couple here. Under printing and publishing, this is on page 1, 21st Century Media, there's an advertising for the police department.
That was for, when they were going for policemen, that was to advertise it in the newspaper. 20, that would be the News Herald.
Is your speaker on there?
Oh, I'm sorry. That would be the News Herald that we were advertising through. So that would be the cost of it.
So we're looking for new police officers?
That's correct.
Okay, thank you. Also here, for $647.70, there's a Sechrist and Wardle labor attorneys, and it's for Mr. Covert, the retired police officer. And want to tell us what that's about?
Yeah, that's the retiree lawsuit for the regarding health care, the retiree's lawsuit against the city regarding the healthcare changes that the emergency manager made a number of years ago. When I put these payments in for when I put the request in for payment, I've changed it how it's listed now, so we'll be able to see exactly who it is first, if it's going to be either Covert or Pillar. Normally, those were buried farther in the your description only gives you so much information, so it'll now be at the front, so you'll be able to tell right off the bat who it's for.
And how much do we have so far in Mr. Covert's lawsuit against the city?
With Mr. Covert, I believe we're up to around 69,000, over 69,000, just short of 70,000.
Okay, and that's a brand-new lawsuit, correct? Maybe a month
That
it's
has
sold?
been from probably around April or May.
Is it? Okay. Now, I see nothing here on the Russ Pillar lawsuit. Has that been settled? What's going on with
No,
that?
that case has not been settled. I went back in and did check to see, because normally we get those on the same, they're usually in the same accounts, claims accounts. There's that, the Pillar claim came in about a week later, just from how they processed it through their Sechrist Wardle processing center. I think that one was somewhere in the range of $12,868. That'll show up on next council meetings, claims and accounts.
Okay, and we have, how much in that lawsuit?
So far on that one, we're around $343,000 total.
So between the two lawsuits, we have somewhere in the neighborhood of 412,000, would that be correct?
That is correct.
And can you tell us exactly what the lawsuits are about? What are they actually suing for?
Both of them are lawsuits regarding the change of health care that the emergency manager put into place when she came into the city. In the case of many of those retirees, they had Blue Cross Blue Shield, traditional plans, first dollar coverage plans. Those plans were changed and they were put into a Community Blue 2 plan or into a Medicare Advantage plan with Blue Cross Blue Shield. Their health care, our prescription drug card was also changed. In some cases, they had $1, $2, $3, $5, $10 copays on the prescription drugs, and those were changed to $10, $20, $30 copays. Subsequently, we have moved the retirees that were in Blue Cross Blue Shield Medicare Advantage to Humana because there was a cost savings on that. And we have had those programs vetted out by a expert from the third party that had looked at those plans to make sure that they were not changed any significant change from what the Blue Cross Blue Shield plan was that she put them into.
So we've spent over $340,000 because Mr. Pillar doesn't want to spend 10, 20, or 30. He wants to go back to 1, 3, 5, or whatever.
Just a lawsuit. It's a lawsuit over the health care change.
And it benefits him only, correct?
Yeah.
And it benefits Mr. Covert only?
That is correct. Well, that is correct. In the Pillar case, they have tried to classify that as a class action lawsuit, and that has been denied by the courts. The way it was filed is only representing him, and that is all the case represents at this point is just Mr. Pillar.
Thank you very much.
Any other questions by council? Hearing none, I'll ask for the vote. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That's carried. The consent agenda consists of the payroll report, licenses and permits, the bottle can drive permit of the Boy Scout Troop 1061 of Allen Park. Flyers will go out to 1016, bottles to be picked up 1028. Could I have a and the second item is the parade permit for the Allen Park High School Homecoming Parade on this September 28th to start at 4 p.m. It will start at the middle school and go straight down Champaign to the high school, which is a little different than they've done in the past. So could I have a motion for those three items, please?
Motion.
Councilman Templin's moved and Councilman Rourke has supported. There is no discussion. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That's carried. Thank you very much. First resolution is for the fire department window replacement, 22 windows to Kroll Construction in the amount of $12,790, which was the low bid on a request for proposal that was sent out. May I have a motion on this one, please?
Motion.
Support.
DiGiulio is moved. Councilwoman Gavarecki is supported. Is there any questions on this item? Hearing none, I'll ask for the vote. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That's carried. The final resolution for the mayor and city clerk to sign an agreement to purchase communication easements between American Tower and the city of Allen Park. Allen Park is the seller in this case. Could I have a motion by council?
Motion.
Mayor Pro Tem McLeod has moved. Do I have a second?
Support. Mr. Templin.
Councilman Templin has supported. Is there any questions on this one? I guess the easement amount could be disclosed at this point, could it not? And that is $385,000.
$392,000.
The city of Allen Park will receive $392,000 after the completion of the due diligence by American Tower, but we do expect that we will close on this. Any other discussion? No,
Yes, may I just ask for further clarification to explain to the residents what this is about so that they understand?
Yes, please, city attorney.
Good evening. So currently on the city-owned property, there is a cell tower which the city leases to American Tower, and the city also maintains uses a portion of that cell tower for its police and public safety, public services communications. And American Tower and commenced negotiations with city administrator and the finance director. And right now we have a lease agreement, and rather than making monthly payments, they wanted to actually purchase a permanent easement for this $392,000. The city will be retaining usage of the cell tower for its police and DPW services. So it's a good deal for the city.
Thank you.
Any other questions by council? And hearing none, I want to thank the city attorney for his explanation. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Carried. We're at the end of the regular business. I'm going to just add other business. Any councilman have anything they'd like to say tonight?
I'll start.
Councilman Rourke?
I just want to thank DDA and everybody who was involved in the Touch a Truck on Saturday. It started like at 11 o'clock, and by 11:15 it was packed. And it was a good weather, good crowd, and everywhere you look, somebody was beeping a horn or doing something. It was annoying in a sense, but it was fun for the kids, so everybody had a great time with that. And then on another note, just prayers for the Martin family, Mrs. Martin, Margaret, who is a longtime school board person and a big Jags fan over at AllenPark High School, had passed away. So remember them in your prayers from that standpoint. Thank you.
Councilman DiGiulio.
Just nice to see the students back here in the room. I'm glad to see we got as many as we did tonight. Thank you. Good night.
Councilwoman Gavricki.
Oh, thank you, Mayor. Thank you all for coming out tonight and your comments. Good to see the students. Regarding the citywide garage sale, way back when I was on council back in 2003, we tried to start it and it failed. So when it started back up again recently, it was a good thing. Can it be improved upon? Probably. I've participated in many citywide garage sales in other cities. It does make it hard at times to pick a weekend that another community isn't having one because they've become very popular. So as a participant in this year, and I living on a dead-end street, I thought my business was better than I expected because I wasn't sure. Sure, I put lots of signs out. Can we improve on maybe supplying signs? Yes. Have I ever gone and picked up the list of where the garage sales are at? No, because I'm participating in it. So, but I believe it was on the webpage on the city. It was on the internet. I know I seen it. I seen it on Facebook. I seen it, advertised elsewhere. It was on the, I believe, the city webpage. But I know I definitely saw it
on our calendar.
Thank you, on the Facebook page. So possibly improvements, but I mean, they become very popular. So unforeseen about the Park Avenue resurfacing, I would see that probably impeded some of your traffic, but it's very hard to pick a date where another community isn't having one. There's some, Riverview's having one this weekend. So I guess other communities have decided to do them before college students go back to college for reasons of them finding stuff. So I appreciate your comments. I'm just glad that our city is having one. Maybe we can improve upon it, but going forward. So again, I appreciate it. The homecoming parades and Made in Michigan this week. I see Allen Park changed theirs to go down Champaign.
Correct.
Cabrini is starting theirs at where? I forgot.
Park and White.
Okay, so I guess, and just want to make note that while you can't get down Allen Road for 2 blocks, there's going to be a time limit where you're not going to be able to get down Park either because of a homecoming parade. So just keep that in mind. You may want to stay clear for about an hour, but I'm just thinking that it's going to be a little congested over there during rush hour traffic. So
Does anybody remember when Cabrini's parade is to occur?
It's like 5:30. Yeah, it's after.
5:30.
So the other one will be gone. We won't have 2 marching
Right.
bands
No.
meet each other at Park and Champaign.
no,
Okay.
I forgot. But so
Because I had forgotten what date Cabrini's application came in a month or so
yeah,
ago.
I thought theirs started, because I know CERT is being part of it, and they've also put out on the Facebook page, our Facebook, CERT's Facebook page, that section will be closed as well, so might be something that you just may want to avoid. So I also want to say I was able to attend the Michigan Municipal League convention in Grand Rapids. It was very informative, and I was very glad. So not only do we pay dues for premiums and other things, but we also pay our membership so that we can attend things like that. And it was very informative. There was over 1,000 people there from municipalities. So very enlightening, very worth the time. So thank you for allowing me to be able to go. And with that, have a good evening.
Mayor Pro Tem?
It's funny, I was going through some of the various calendars, and you go through Facebook pages and you see things pop up, so I put together an event sheet. And it struck me about the 2 homecomings, but one starting at 4, that's the Allen Park, and the other one's at 5:30. But I could just envision them intersecting at Park and Champaign, doing a little drill. And we've got Made in Michigan. Again, they do need some volunteers, and I'm sure that Jennifer would be more than happy to have you give her a call, sign up. They're not long time slots, and it's a lot of fun. You can meet some of your fellow citizens and attendees. One thing that I saw pop up was the community center is going to have flu shots available on Wednesday, October 10th from 9 a.m. to 11. They did have a flyer out. There will be a charge, but there are a number of insurance companies who do cover the flu shots. They are also offering pneumonia shots. So you might want to check on that, give them a call. I think you have to set up an appointment. Some of the other things that popped up was there's a Scarecrow Fest at the Farmers Market on October 12th. We touched on the paranormal demonstration that the Historical Commission's putting on. Also, Trunk or Treat at the Farmers Market on October 26th. And, of course, the annual Pumpkin Patch on October 31st. And like Tina, I was able to attend the Michigan Municipal League Conference. I was able to spend almost 3 days up there, and it was quite informative. I attended a class in every time slot, and what I didn't get out of the classes, I learned a lot from other participants from other cities, and it was quite enlightening, and it was a pleasure to be able to go and attend and learn what I learned and get ideas from other communities. I'm very appreciative of that. Lifelong learning is a goal, and we should all aspire to that. I think the only other thing I would mention in seeing the students here is that we need to be very cognizant of the school board elections this year. There's going to be an event at Broadcast Booth, I think a week from Thursday, where some of the candidates running for school board will be there, and I encourage you all to attend and become familiar, because a city with a strong school system is a city where people want to reside, and that's what we want to encourage here in Allen Park. So thank you all for coming this evening. Have a good evening. Thank you.
I want to thank everyone for coming out, particularly the students. I don't know, I think we have 2 new government teachers this year, and I don't know if either of them are here tonight. The experienced ones. Okay, well, good to see you. I'm sorry I didn't recognize you back there, but
So young.
thank you all. And just neither council persons, the Michigan Municipal League Conference that was held that they attended in September is the annual conference meeting. It really is they bring their best speakers. They are our best programs. So there's always something that I think each of us can learn. And I guess my statement to people is sometimes, even if I don't learn anything, I learn that what I'm doing right. So that's confirmation to say, okay, I knew it. Everybody agrees that's the way to do it. And you come away just feeling better about the fact that the processes you're using are ones that are best practices. So thank you all for being here tonight. I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Support.
Councilman Rourke has moved. Councilman DiGiulio has supported. All in favor signify by aye. Opposed, same sign. We are adjourned at 6:49.